Hello artists, we are going to do a mystery drawing right now. So you may come up with predictions as we do this tutorial, but please keep them to yourself. But friends, the first step for this mystery drawing is to fold your paper in half like a book. So line up those corners like a book or a card. And then we're going to open it back up. We're going to use this fold line as a guide for our drawing. Now from your oil pastels, grab a black oil pastel and find that center line. Now on that center line, about 2 inches down, you're going to put your black oil pastel. We're going to draw a C curve. So curve around and then connect. I go straight in and stop at that center line. Okay, now we're going to find the center of that C, and we're going to draw about an inch long horizontal line from the center and then stop about an inch away. And then from here, we're going to draw a diagonal line and stop at that center line again. So it kind of looks like a backwards 7. Okay, now we're going to put our oil pastel on the top of that little horizontal line. We're going to curve around like another C curve, and we're going to stop at our center line. Any ideas of what this mystery could be yet? Now let's do another detail. So I'm going to put my oil pastel at the top of the C. I'm going to curve out and then go down. It's kind of like a triangle in the corner. So I want curved up and then curved down. Okay, now we're going to add a circle over here. Add a smaller circle inside. And then around that bigger circle, we're going to add little scallops or little scallop curves or little petals around that big circle. Any ideas yet? Okay, so let's look at your drawing. Do you see anywhere where your lines may look a little pale? Like if you see too much of the paper showing through, you can go over those and make them a little more bold. A bold black line. Outlining anywhere where my line might be a little faint. Okay. Now after your lines are nice and bold, we are going to fold the card back up like so, and you are going to massage your paper. Massage your paper. Put some pressure into it. Massage, massage. You can kind of see the line through your paper. Make sure you're really pressing on those. You want it to transfer to the other side. Keep massaging. Okay. Oh, don't forget by the time. Gotta fold up the paper. Okay. I think we're ready for the reveal. Are you ready to reveal yours? Make sure you test it inside really good. Okay, now let's open it up and see what we created. Well, what is it? Who knows? It's an owl. So you may notice on yours that there's a ghosty image of our drawing on the other side. We're going to use that kind of ghosty print to outline the details. So we'll have a symmetrical owl. Symmetrical means that it's this, if there's a line drawn straight through the center, it's the same on both sides. So we have a symmetrical owl. So now let's go over and trace that image we printed onto the other side. We'll trace over all of those lines. If they came up a little faint on this side, look what you drew on your other side and use that to help you. So like if I see maybe this circle inside is a little pale, let me see that circle is like that over here, so I'll draw the same circle in the eye over there. Use your other side as a guide to keep your owl symmetrical. So go over all of those lines, the rest of the beak. Okay, like we did with the other side, you can go over those lines and make them bold. Okay. Now that we know we're doing an owl, let's make a body of the owl. So get a second piece of paper. You can put your owl face to the side. Let's hold our paper's portrait. So that's up and down vertical ways. So we want a kind of an oval shape for our owl's body, but we want to save some room for the feet. So I'm going to draw a big oval, but I'm going to save some room to add some little feet or talons. A big oval. So I save some room for some feet. So I'm going to add some feet. I'm going to do 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Now we want to add some texture to our owl. We want to look like a fluffy owl. So we are going to add some curved or some kind of scalloped or U-curved lines. So I'm going to go swoop, 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 swoop. This is going to just look like the fluffy feathers up an owl's belly. Okay. Swoop, swoop. Okay, now we have our owl's body. Our owls need some wings to be able to fly. So get your third piece of paper, and you can hold it horizontally or landscape way this time. So hold it long ways. We can, for the wings, we can add a helper dot at one there and one right below it. And you can use those to add a curved line. Now, draw a curve the opposite direction. It's going to kind of look like a leaf shape, or kind of like a long lemon. So let's do that one more time. So 2 helper dots, then a curved line to connect, another curved line. So we also want some texture for our wings. So let's fill it with a bunch of those little scallop lines or little U curves. So U, U, U. And do another row right under it this time. U, 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 U. Let's I'm gonna fill the wing until it's full of these U curves. It's gonna look like feather texture. So if you look at a picture of an owl, you'll notice that they're covered in feathers. And feathers, what kind of texture do feathers have? When you look at a feather, do you think it might feel bumpy, soft, hard, rough? I think feathers, they look really soft and light and kind of fluffy to me. So let's do your other wing. Add those little little scallop lines. All the way along the wing. Okay, I am happy with those 2 wings. Now we're going to add some more details and color to our owl face, wings, and body, but just subtle pops of color, because next class we are going to be using watercolors to paint it in. But we're going to do something cool called a resist. So wherever there is the oil pastel, it will protect the paper from watercolor. So if I put little white lines, that will keep the paper white. So maybe I want my owl's face to look kind of fluffy and feathery and have those be little white lines. I can use the white to add little dashed lines for those little feather lines along its face. If I color the insides of the eye with white, those will stay white. It will protect the paper from the watercolor. But you can also add pops of color throughout. Maybe you want a brown owl, maybe you want it unnatural colors, maybe you want some pops of pink throughout your owl. So I can go around the face. Maybe I want this outside area to be pink. So taking my time, using good craftsmanship to color it in. But don't cover it every part of your owl with oil pastels because we want to save some space to do some pretty watercolor details. Okay, so this is going to be my pop of color for the owl's face. How about I'll also color in the beak with some orange. But I think that's enough pops of color. Or maybe I want to do some petals on the color in the petals. It's up to you. Color those in. And if you don't color in all, then that's okay. We'll fill in all those leftover spaces with the watercolor. Okay. Gotta make it symmetrical, so I'm coloring this other side with the same colors. Okay, that's enough pops of colors. I'm satisfied with my pink and purple owl. Now, to keep my trend, those color schemes pretty same, I'll add some purple to my owl's body too. But I'll add some lines of purple. So wherever I'm adding purple, when we add the watercolor next class, it'll just roll off like a raincoat. So the oily pastel will resist the watercolor. So don't worry, wherever you put your oil pastel, it will stay that color. There's some pops of purple. How about some yellow? Some yellow feet. The color in its feet. Okay, that's enough pops of color for the body. I think I'm happy with that texture. Now the wings. So there's a lot of little feathers. So I'm just going to do a couple instead of coloring every little bit. So I'll do most of that work with the watercolors. But I'll take those colors I did the face with. I'll grab a purple and a pink, and I'll color in some feathers. Some little feathers. Skipping around. But also, friends, if you want to keep some feathers white, you can color some feathers in with white, and it kind of picks up some of the black, and it becomes kind of like a gray, which I think is pretty for an owl. So it picks up some of those black outlines from our U curves. So I'm going around. I'm not coloring every feather because that would be a lot of coloring in. But I need some purples over here. Some pinks. Okay, I'm happy with my owl's wings. So friends, now you have all 3 pieces you need to create our owl. So hold on to these. We will use these for next class. We'll create our resist by painting watercolor over it. So wherever you did your oil pastel, it will roll off of it like a raincoat. So remember, if you add white details, that will keep the paper white, and it will be like white lines. So keep that in mind whenever you use white. So friends, I hope you have fun with your original mystery owls and have fun. Stay creative.